Blackhead prevention begins with patience, not pressure. Blackheads form when oil, dead skin cells, and small amounts of everyday debris collect inside a pore, and the top of that plug darkens after exposure to air. They are not a sign that someone is dirty, and they usually do not improve when the skin is scrubbed harshly. In many cases, rough treatment only leaves the skin more irritated, more reactive, and harder to manage. A calm routine usually works better than an aggressive one. Wash the face gently in the morning and again at night with a mild cleanser and lukewarm water. Avoid very hot water, rough scrubs, harsh brushes, and the urge to attack the skin as if it were a stain that can be polished away. If makeup, sunscreen, sweat, or daily buildup is still on the skin at the end of the day, remove it properly before bed. Lightweight, water-based, or non-comedogenic products are often a better choice for skin that clogs easily, especially around the nose, chin, forehead, and jawline. Moisturizer still matters, even when skin feels oily, because skin that feels stripped and uncomfortable can become more reactive. If the skin tolerates it, salicylic acid may help loosen clogged material inside pores, and adapalene may help keep pores from becoming blocked over time. The important thing is to start slowly and stay steady, instead of trying too much too fast. Squeezing blackheads with fingernails or tools may feel productive for a moment, but it often leads to irritation, lingering marks, and a cycle of touching the face that creates more trouble than progress. Hair oils, pomades, and heavy styling products can also quietly contribute to clogged pores around the forehead and temples, so it helps to keep those products away from facial skin whenever possible. Pillowcases, hats, and phone screens do not need to become a source of anxiety, but keeping them reasonably clean supports a better environment for the skin. Prevention is not about perfection. It is about making pores less likely to clog, keeping the skin barrier calmer, and choosing a routine gentle enough to keep doing for months. And now, with that practical skin advice folded away neatly like a clean towel in a bathroom cabinet, let us move into the longer, warmer, and much more cheerful part of the evening, where instead of cleansers, cotton pads, and magnifying mirrors, we find ourselves in a small American town full of casseroles, raffle baskets, pie, folding chairs, and one retired gentleman who accidentally becomes far more important to local happiness than he ever intended. In the town of Silver Maple, North Carolina, 74-year-old Douglas Harper believed that nearly all avoidable suffering could be traced back to one of four things: weak coffee, poor labeling, people who said rough estimate with confidence, and neighbors who arrived holding clipboards. Douglas had retired from the county farm supply office after 40 years of invoices, inventory, and gently explaining to men in work boots that numbers remained stubbornly factual, no matter how enthusiastically they were misremembered. He liked order, he liked quiet, he liked straight fence lines, sharpened pencils, and garages where everything stood at attention. He lived alone in a neat beige house with dark shutters, a small porch swing, and a detached garage so organized that neighborhood children believed he probably kept screwdrivers arranged by personality. His wife, Irene, had died 6 years earlier. Since then, he had built his days around habits steady enough to carry silence without letting it spill. Coffee at 6, newspaper at 6:15, breakfast at 7, a walk at 8 if the weather was not feeling dramatic, lunch at noon, a short nap after lunch that he referred to as horizontal strategy, supper at 5:30, dishes at 6, porch by 6:30, bed at 10. It was a respectable life, calm, predictable, reliable, but on certain evenings, especially when the sun slipped down too early and the rooms took on that blue autumn dimness, the quiet seemed to settle in beside him like a guest who had stayed just a little too long. The chief threat to Douglas's peace was his across-the-street neighbor, Pearl Whitaker. Pearl was 71, cheerful, fast-moving, and organized with the unwavering certainty of a woman who believed any problem on Earth could be improved with paper napkins, hot coffee, and volunteers who had not yet realized they were volunteers. She wore colorful sweaters, low, sensible shoes, and reading glasses on a silver chain that made her look ready to revise a raffle list, correct a sign, and rescue a dessert table all before lunch. She chaired the church social committee, co-ran the library fundraiser, supervised the winter mitten drive, and believed every resident of Silver Maple possessed a hidden talent for public usefulness, especially those loudly denying it. On a windy Thursday afternoon in late October, Douglas was sitting on his porch with a mug of coffee and half a slice of butter cake when Pearl came up the walkway, carrying a steaming casserole dish and a thick manila folder. Douglas took one look and said, "No." Pearl stopped at the bottom step. "You haven't even heard what I'm asking. You have a folder. I also have turkey casserole. That means the folder is serious. That means I came prepared." "For what?" "For your refusal." Douglas leaned back in his chair. Then at least one of us came with a realistic understanding of the situation. Pearl climbed the steps anyway, set the casserole on the table, and sat down without invitation. "The autumn candlelight supper has a problem," she said. Douglas closed his eyes for one brief second. The autumn candlelight supper was Silver Maple's annual church hall gathering, involving casseroles, raffle baskets, homemade pie, decorative lanterns, local music, and enough folding chairs to suggest the town was prepared for either fellowship or sworn testimony. "What sort of problem?" he asked. The MC canceled. "Why?" His daughter invited him to Charlotte. "That sounds legitimate." He also said he was not really a microphone person. Douglas nodded. "That sounds wise." Pearl ignored him. "So naturally, I thought of you." "Why would you do that?" "Because you speak clearly, people trust you, and you are funny." Douglas stared at her. "I am not funny. You are after 70. Dry counts. I worked in agricultural billing. You spent 40 years explaining practical reality to impractical people. You can handle a room. That is not the same as wanting one. You do not need to entertain. Just welcome people, introduce the musicians, announce the raffle baskets, and keep the evening moving. That sounds like work in polished shoes. That sounds like community. That sounds like trouble wearing gravy." Pearl smiled. "You'll be good. I'll be reluctant. That is not a skill. It should be." She tapped the folder. "I may already have written your name in pencil." Douglas looked at the casserole. "You volunteered me before I agreed?" "In pencil," she said. "I'm not reckless." "No," he replied. "Just efficient in a way that burdens the spirit." "Tomorrow, 6 o'clock. And if I refuse? I'll tell everyone you were intimidated by a microphone and decorative wheat. Those are not equal threats. Together they make a believable story." So that was how Douglas Harper, retired supply office man and defender of quiet evenings, became the emergency MC of Silver Maple's autumn candlelight supper. For the next 24 hours, Douglas prepared as if he were about to negotiate peace between hostile pie territories. He found his navy blazer, the one reserved for weddings, funerals, and restaurant dinners, where napkins arrived folded like architecture. He polished his loafers. He wrote note cards. Then he rewrote them. Then he made backup note cards in case the first set failed morally. On Friday morning, his daughter, Melissa, called from Atlanta. "Dad," Pearl told Mrs. Carver. Mrs. Carver told Aunt Linda. And Aunt Linda told me you're hosting the church social. Pearl should not have access to communications infrastructure, Douglas said. Melissa laughed. "You'll do great. I have 6 note cards. That means you care. I have backup note cards. That means you are still exactly yourself. I also practiced pronouncing the fiddler's last name. That means you're prepared. He practiced that afternoon in the hallway mirror. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the autumn candlelight supper. Too stiff. Hello, friends and neighbors. Too cheerful. He looked like a man about to sell discounted mulch. Thank you all for coming tonight. Too vague. Coming for what, exactly? And under what emotional arrangement? By the fifth attempt, he had introduced himself twice, thanked the umbrella stand, and nodded respectfully at the coat rack. At that point, he decided the house had endured enough. Pearl arrived at 5:40 in a rust-colored sweater and earrings shaped like tiny lanterns. "You look distinguished," she said. "You look administrative," Douglas replied. "That's because I am. That's what worries me." The church hall was already crowded when they arrived. Long tables draped in orange and brown paper cloths filled the room. Mason jars with battery candles sat beside mini pumpkins and fake leaves. Raffle baskets gleamed beneath tight cellophane. Crock pots lined the back wall beside casseroles, beans, cornbread, slaw, pies, cobblers, cakes, and 2 gelatin dishes. Douglas distrusted on visual principle. The room smelled like coffee, gravy, cinnamon, and determined goodwill. Retirees in cardigans sat near the front. Children in sweaters drifted between chairs like small weather systems with shoelaces. Widowers in sport coats stood by the coffee urn, discussing the forecast as if clouds should explain themselves. Mrs. Talbot guarded the pie table with the composed vigilance of a museum curator protecting a priceless collection. Pearl handed Douglas the microphone backstage. "Why is this so heavy?" he whispered. "Because it contains responsibility. It contains batteries and pressure." She patted his sleeve and vanished into volunteer motion, which mostly involved brisk walking and lists. Douglas stepped onto the stage. The room settled. He adjusted the microphone. It squealed sharply. Half the room jumped. "Well," he said, "that certainly sped up introductions." The room laughed. "Interesting," he thought. He cleared his throat. "Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Silver Maple's Autumn Candlelight Supper, the only event in town where you can admire decorative pumpkins, win a raffle basket, and disagree privately about stuffing before dessert." The laughter came warm and immediate. "My name is Douglas Harper, and I'm your host tonight because the original MC apparently received a stronger competing offer involving family, travel, and a healthier relationship with microphones." Now the room was with him, not wildly, not theatrically, but comfortably. He introduced the opening act, a local fiddle and guitar duo called